I think it was awesome. So we obviously had our coaches. We all had our own like our separate house around 15 minutes away from around 10 minutes from Apex away 10 minutes from Apex I should say, around 15 minutes away from the actual fighter's house. So we had our own place. So obviously we interacted with fighters and everything. I would say compared to the show, what you see is what you get, but only a small sort of percentage of what you get. Like there's a lot more to the guys that sort of sad. Obviously, it's hard because if you actually look at how they break down episodes, they have to do a background, they have to do an intro, background story, training footage, weigh-in footage, pre-fight hype, sponsor ad or something, then a fight, then next week breakdown. So there's actually very little time allocated to, I think, what people are mainly interested is what they forget. Like a lot of people saying like, oh, there wasn't enough Volk on the show, there wasn't enough Craig Jones, there was, but you got to remember, like this show is purely about the actual guys in the house. We're just Volko and all of them, they were just there to assist the guys and trying to get them to win. So obviously there's a lot more. Like we, as you saw, we went over to their house for barbecues. We brought boys over to our house. There's a lot of interactions in that. But I think it's hard to say though because every single time we were around them, there was always a camera on us and it was mic'd up. So there was so much little stuff that would have got left behind. But I think at the end of the day, they did do a fairly good job of sort of narrating how it sort of played out. Like how Ortega got the first four wins. He was cocky about it. He talked some shit. Michael Chiesa called out his coach in it, which was absolutely hilarious and great to see live. And then we ended up dominating the next 7 fights in a row. Then we lost the 8 fight sort of thing. So we did a good comeback. They showed a little bit of like Ortega's unprofessionalness and stuff like that. But there was still a few different things. Like obviously we actually did a few more pranks. Like if you watch the Joe Rogan, Craig did that USADA prank where he stole his USADA test, acted like he shoved it up his ass and put it back in and was gonna say, look what we done to you, but they wouldn't allow us to do that. Little things like that. Like there was a time where it was funny, we were actually training and I saw a gym bag with UFC stuff and all the tough guys, they have the same gear as so that all the same. Then I saw a different pair of gloves and shin pads. So I was like, oh, I wonder who that is. And I look in the bag and it's Ortega's fucking keys and his wallet there. I was like, boys, come have a look at this. I show him it and we're like, and that's when Craig and Volko got it and they did that photo like, yes. And then as soon as we did that, Ortega chucked the shit. He ran to their producers. He's like, oh, if they touch Craig, it's funny. He's like, if Craig touches my car, I'm gonna fight him. Didn't even mention Volko or anything. He just like wanted to attack Craig for some reason, which is terrible because if Craig grabs you, it doesn't matter who you are in MMA, Craig's gonna fucking put you to sleep or snap your leg off. So that wouldn't have been a smart call out for him. But little things like that where they didn't show like another side of him. But at the end of the day, like I think they did a fairly good job to recreating the show of how it actually played out in that sense.